Welcome back to Strategic Social Networking. I'm Daniel, and today we're going to talk about the rampant issues with fake news that are still sweeping across the open web at present. No thanks to tech giants like Twitter, Facebook, and Google, who, despite their reassurances they're doing everything imaginable to combat the issues with misinformation on the open web, have really done nothing at all to rectify the situation in any way, shape, or form. So, for starters, a lot of the fake news stories that we see sweeping across the web right now in the media are politically motivated. Not all of it, but a very large majority of it is, in fact, politically motivated. And the intent is very simple. It's to manipulate public thinking, to incite hatred, intolerance, and discontent among the public. And the really sad part about all of this is that, unfortunately, a lot of people are really stupid, and they actually believe this misinformation. They actually believe these fake stories. And we have seen some progress in recent months from tech giants like Twitter, Google, and Facebook, but there's still a lot of bad actors out there. There's a lot of crooked media organizations. There's still a lot of bad players in the media, a lot of bad journalists. And then, of course, it's not just the journalists in the media. It's also everyday social users. You have people going on platforms like Twitter creating sock puppet profile, junk profiles, and then dumping out all kinds of fake news and misinformation to try to manipulate your political beliefs and the way that you think about politics in the world, and especially in America. So, anyways, as an example of how these tech giants are not doing enough to rectify the situation with fake news, I'm going to give an example here, which is the right-wing conservative media outlet, the Gateway Pundit, which virtually every single story on this entire website is a complete lie. Almost everything is fabricated. Now, just for the record, I am not a conservative, but I do not have a problem with people's personal or political beliefs. That's none of my business. I'm staying out of that. My concern is with people not spreading dishonest news, misinformation to manipulate and mislead the public and manipulate public thinking. That's my concern. If you're conservative minded, I have a problem with that. I'm not a religiously minded person either. I have no problem with people being a Christian. I can be friends with anybody. Just the way it is. But unfortunately, we have a lot of bad actors, and like I said, a lot of it's politically motivated. One of those bad actors is the Gateway Pundit. Despite being caught red-handed multiple times, spreading flat-out, totally fabricated lies, they're still in Google's search index. They still run operating brand pages on Facebook and on Twitter. And Facebook has even reprimanded them. Facebook has actually pulled a number of their stories and threatened them in the past. You know, they've actually taken a number of their stories down. And, you know, Facebook is actually acknowledging that this is a dishonest media outlet. This is not an honest publisher. They are spreading flat-out lies, and they continue to allow them to operate on their social platform anyways. Well, that's a problem. You know, Facebook tells us that we're doing more. Zuckerberg comes out and says, we're doing more. You know, we're working hard. We're hiring new staff, and we're updating our algorithms. We're doing all this stuff to combat fake news. And here, when we spot it and we acknowledge it, we then tell the propagators of it, oh, you know what? We're going to take your story down, but we're going to allow you to continue to dump more fake news stories out, more misleading information, despite the fact we already caught you doing it how many times now? It makes no sense. You know, it's a really sad, sorry state when, you know, we count on the media to be honest and to deliver honest news. You know, I run a media organization on the web, and I can tell you point blank, I would never tolerate any of my staff dumping out anything that's misleading information, anything like that, any fake news stories. They'd be gone. They would no longer have access to my media in any way, shape, or form. And for the record, we've been moderating my brands, my media. We've been moderating on the Google Plus platform for over 5 years now. Okay, and we have kicked out hundreds of thousands of bad actors off the Google Plus platform. So I'm often the judge and jury of the people of the people and the content that traverses the platform. Okay, we see fake news stories in our communities all the time. They get thrown out. Okay, Google typically, well, either the first thing they'll do is they'll use their algorithms or AI to pull that content out of the flow of the entire social network. That's step number one. Once it's been flagged as spam, step number two is to terminate the account. But unfortunately, there's a lot of bad actors. I see fake news stories in our communities every single day. Our communities with over 500,000 members on Google+. It happens every single day. It's like clockwork 24/7. Google catches a lot of it and then sets it off into a spam folder where it awaits moderator review. But unfortunately, there's a lot of bad people in this world, and there's a lot of people who they feel so strongly about their political beliefs that they're willing to lie to you and to the public to try to manipulate your thinking to get you to see things their way. I think that's just terrible. People have to lie to try to get approval from others. There's so much dishonesty in the media. Look, we've seen fake news stories come out of big publishers like CNN during the election, before and after the election this past year. CNN now on public television, they basically tell everybody the most trusted news network. Well, I have a hard time believing that after all the crap they've done. But the Gateway Pundit is a very good example of just how the propagators of fake news are able to continue to operate with impunity despite being busted by fact-checking websites like Snopes repeatedly. Okay, Facebook even called them out and said, yes, we have caught you. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing is wrong. And they're still able to continue to get away with it anyways. It's terrible. It really is. So let's take a look at some of these articles from the Gateway Pundit. Okay, so here's one. Las Vegas shooter, reportedly a Democrat who liked Rachel Maddow, MoveOn.org, and associated with the anti-Trump army. Okay, and the article was written by the founder of the Gateway Pundit publication of the media outlet Gateway Pundit. It was written by the founder's brother, Joe Hoft. This guy is a total sociopath. Why would you do this? This is totally unacceptable. This is totally unacceptable media. He then takes a picture of an innocent man, this guy, Geary Danley, okay, and names him the murderer of the Las Vegas, as the instigator of the Las Vegas massacre. When we all know that it was Stephen Paddock, right? Who's this Geary Danley guy? He just takes some random guy, takes his name and his picture, puts it on here. This guy has faced nothing but death threats for months now. Him and his family has been faced with just never-ending death threats. He has been nothing but harassed as a result of this total douchebag, this Joe Hoft guy. And it says Jim Hoft. That is the owner of the website. That's the guy who found the website. And Joe Hoft is his brother. Now, let's go take a look. This is from archive.org, because the reason that Snopes had to link to the archive.org version of this article is because, guess what? The Gateway Pundit removed the article. They don't want anybody to see this now. They got caught red-handed, so they took the article down. And it was actually the founder of the site and his brother who posted it. Look, it says right there, by Jim Hoft, with guest posts by Joe Hoft. I mean, is there anything more incriminating than that? Okay, so let's take a look at another article here. Let's take a look at some more nonsense. So here they call Joe Biden a child molester because he's a Democrat, right? And they don't like Democrats because this is a right-wing conservative website. And so this is totally untrue. This is all fabricated as well. They're calling him a child molester. This is what's scary about this. This is how much influence these crooked people have. Okay, this article has been shared 2,400 times. 2,400 times on Facebook alone. 262 more times on Twitter. And this was just posted 2 days ago. This is really scary. It has 186 comments. You know, this is people, you know what's, like I said, the really scary part about this is that there's a lot of people on social media that are easily manipulated and they will believe this stuff. Now, this article has 186 comments. You know what? Let's go take a look at those comments. I'd like to see this. Here we go. Biden is a pervert. There is no defense for this. Pure and simple. Look, they automatically just believe this. There's nothing to validate or substantiate anything in this article. It's completely fabricated. This person automatically assumes because they're conservative and Joe Biden's a Democrat, he must be a child molester because this disreputable site. In fact, those are the exact words the Snopes use. They call it disreputable because it's a total travesty to media as a whole. It calls our political leaders child molesters. And this person, look, it has 56 likes. These people are all brainwashed. They're all brainwashed. Oh, and to think Democrats are considering himself as the front runner for 2020. Just totally unbelievable. And so, which I didn't mean to click that, I just had to click it off. Look, they all disagree with this. This compilation is best parent warning video, grooming kids. Unfortunately, by not speaking up, more kids' lives will be ruined. See, people just instantly believe this garbage. They instantly believe. Look at this. Hundreds of people. Look at these comments. They just believe it. It's just absolutely unbelievable. Now, here's another article. Please help us fight back. The Associated Press is targeting the Gateway Pundit, actively working to remove us from Facebook. So here's where Facebook comes into play, and they actually acknowledge, they acknowledge that the Gateway Pundit is promoting misinformation on their social platform. And you can see here, this was the notification that they got from Facebook. A page admin from the Gateway Pundit recently posted a link that contains information that was disputed by the Associated Press, an independent fact checker. Pages that repeatedly post misleading or false content may be subject to actions against the page, including ads not being approved. Ads not being approved. So here, Facebook is acknowledging they caught these guys red-handed, not once, but repeatedly. And their brand page is still operating on their platform. Same thing goes for Twitter. This media outlet, the Gateway Pundit, is still operating on Facebook and Twitter. And if you go to Google search, and if you do a site search for the gatewaypundit.com, guess what? There's an estimated 61,900 search results. Look at this. All the gatewaypundit.com. All of this. Gateway Pundit. Page after page after page of the Gateway Pundit. Over and over and over again. It's totally unbelievable. Google, and here these tech giants are saying, oh yeah, we're doing more to combat misinformation on the web. No, you're not. No, you're not. You've got 61,000 pages of search results from this crooked publisher in your search results. Why would you serve this to the public? Why would you serve this? It's the same publisher who calls out a totally innocent man, and him and his family are threatened are threatened and harassed repeatedly. He has nothing to do with the situation in Las Vegas at all. When the owners arrested, look, Jim Hoft and Joe Hoft. There's your proof. This is a serious, serious problem. And here I showed you the example here. Look at this. Look at these pictures. Do you see this? This is just. They all, these hundreds and hundreds of people on this article, all believe that Joe Biden, that the claims made by, who's the writer of this? Kristen Taylor, who claims that Joe Biden fondles girls, is that he's somehow a child molester. This is totally unbelievable. It's totally unacceptable. I can't, and this was shared on Facebook 2,400 times. And then people go on Facebook and then they reshare this. And then Facebook and Twitter and Google want us all to believe that they're doing more to combat fake news and misinformation. And here, this is proof. It's all politically motivated. It's all politically motivated garbage. I mean, when is this ever going to stop? Okay, I mean, take a look. Here's another one. This is really unacceptable. This guy. Let me find the article here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna find it. Let me find this article. Where is it at? Okay, so here I could probably just show you a picture of it. Snopes, Roy Moore. Okay, so this guy with the sock puppet account on this was over on Twitter. Let me see here. Let me pull up the article. Okay, so this guy claiming to be a Navy veteran, a 22-year Navy veteran. I'm going to show you the article right now. Here it is. So this guy, this is from the fact-checking website Snopes, who already debunked this, okay? So this guy claiming to be a 22-year Navy veteran states that a friend, quote, a friend of his wife just contacted them and told them that a Washington Post reporter named Beth approached her and offered her thousands to accuse Judge Roy Moore of inappropriate sexual advances. And guess what? You can see the big fat red X and it says false. Snopes says this is BS. Plain and simple. It's a lie. Back on November the 10th, 2017, the disreputable website, the GatewayPundit.com, reported without any evidence whatsoever beyond a single anonymous Twitter account that investigative journalists for the Washington Post had paid a woman to go on the record and accuse Roy Moore, a Republican candidate running to fill Attorney General Jeff Sessions' vacant U.S. Senate seat in Alabama, of sexually abusing her when she was 14. So here's the thing. The whole story was a complete lie. All right, it was posted by, let me see here, by this guy, at Umpire43. That was the Twitter account. This was the guy who claimed, he says that he's the one that made the claim that Washington Post was trying to pay people to put dirt on Roy Moore. Okay, and it was all a lie. And let's go check out this Umpire43 guy who says he's a 22-year Navy veteran. Let's go take a look at this guy. Okay, Doug Lewis, MAGA, Make America Great Again. Let's go check out his Twitter profile. Oh, wait, you can't. You know why? Because it's not here. Why? Because Twitter terminated the account. That's why. Because it was a total BS. It was a sock puppet junk account that was spreading fake news. Yeah, he's gone. Sorry, that page doesn't exist. Okay, and in fact, there's more. There's more to this story. Let's see here. Let me go. Yeah, there's more. There's more to this story. In fact, another report from the Daily Beast, if I can find that. Here it is. Daily Beast contacted the U.S. Navy to try to validate this fake account from this supposed this Doug Lewis, and they said we have no record at all. They said we have no record at all of anybody by the name of Doug Lewis in the U.S. Navy. This guy doesn't even exist. And you can see the title of this article is "The Troll Smearing Roy Moore's Accuser Stole a Dead Navy SEAL's Identity." Okay, this is really, really, really crooked. This guy made all kinds. This is the guy that accused Washington Post of attempting to pay people to make up lies about Roy Moore. Okay, which, like I said, never happened. He did all kinds of crooked stuff. He's made all kinds of crazy claims in the past. It's all right here on the Daily Beast. And I may just include a link to this below in the description of the video. But the point here is that anybody could just go and create an account on social media and just preach all kinds of garbage, all kinds of misinformation. They can mislead the public, and then there's people that are stupid enough to believe it. And that's the problem with it. Let's go take a look at the article from the Gateway Pundit, which has also been removed. Let's see here. But archive.org, thank God, keeps a list of these articles. Let's see here. Okay, so here's the actual tweets from this supposed Doug Lewis, number MAGA, Make America Great Again, which he really should have, he should change his name to Maggot, would have been more fitting. A family friend who lives in Alabama just told my wife that a reporter named Beth offered her $1,000 to accuse Roy Moore. And so there you have it. I mean, here's the article. Here it is. Here's the actual article. And here's the actual tweets from this sock puppet account from Doug Lewis, claiming, you can see the Make America Great Again hashtag there. Washington Post reporter named Beth, all lie. She has a pic of the woman named Beth and taped the conversation on her phone. That was also a lie. Look how many retweets these got. Look at this. Look at this. This one had 3,500 retweets. And it was all fabricated. How were they able to do this? This, this account was several years old. This Doug Lewis guy, who, by the way, is not even a real human. None of this exists. This is just some troll on Twitter. His account is actually years old. It's not a brand new account. Okay, he's been on there, I think, since 2011. So this is not a brand new account. We're moving into 2018 here, And this guy's been making wild claims about all kinds of stuff for years. None of this is true. None of the stuff he says. And there's his Twitter account that no longer exists. This is just crazy, man. It's just out of control. But for Twitter to continue knowing what these crooked publishers are doing, the crooked media outlets, the crooked journalists are doing, and then to allow them to continue to operate with impunity on their platforms, it's not acceptable. Like here, let's go if I look up the